Hi viewers, welcome to my channel. Today in this video we'll continue the previous class. Racial discrimination. Here, what is racial discrimination? So it is a discrimination against individuals on the basis of their skin color. So racial discrimination is based on the skin color or racial or ethnic origin. So origin of their and here skin color and region ethnic origin means where they background, so ethnic origin. So this is one kind of discrimination, so based on color, this is called racial discrimination. Here there is one incident. You will be everyone, I think you have previously known this kind of discrimination in your previous sense. Here what kind of discrimination? So you'll be doing here while traveling by train to Pretoria in South Africa. So here Pretoria in South Africa. So here one person is traveling to Pretoria in South Africa. What is that? Who is that person? Means Gandhiji. So he experienced that kind of experience. What kind of discrimination? Racial discrimination. So it is a discrimination based on color. So during the British time, the British people treated Indians as black people. So black and white means they are white color, no? So white, pure white. So this is called based on color. So the racial discrimination. So this kind of racial discrimination was experienced by Gandhiji. So while traveling to South Africa and first taste of racial discrimination, and in spite of carrying first class ticket, so Gandhiji, so he is having, though he is having first class ticket, he was indiscriminately thrown out of the train by the authorities on the instigation of a white man. So white man is, Britishers no. So the people treating them as so black people at the time. So these people who British people are treating Indians as black people, and based on color they treated as untouchables. And here this kind of discrimination is called racial discrimination. What is racial discrimination? So racial discrimination is based on skin color or racial or ethnic origin. So on this basis racial discrimination is shown. Here though Gandhiji is having the first class ticket, he was thrown out of the train. So by authorities, railway department at the time. So authorities. So likewise Nelson Mandela. So Nelson Mandela is also South Africa segregation of people in grounds of race. So he has also experienced this kind of discrimination in grounds of race. So based on race, he has segregation means separate segregation of people on grounds of race. Who has felt this kind of experience means Nelson Mandela. So this is called based on race, skin color, ethnic and origin. Okay. So based on this is called what kind of discrimination it is? Racial discrimination. And here there is a illustration means photograph title. So there is a photograph. So Mahatma Gandhi is thrown out of the train in South Africa. There is a picture in your textbook. You can able to see it in your textbook. In this photo, Gandhiji is discrimination showing by the Britishers at the time. So he fell on the platform. So there is a picture in your textbook. No? Have you observed that picture? So Gandhiji was thrown out of the train. There is a picture in South Africa. And racial discrimination faced in Gandhi, South Africa. Figure 12.5. So there is a caption also. So racial discrimination faced by Gandhiji in South Africa. So this is all about this picture explanation. And regional discrimination. So another subtopic here. So discrimination is against individual on the basis of region, means they live or are born. So we have seen previously based on skin color, no? So Gandhiji and Nelson Mandela was faced, no? So this kind of discrimination is regional discrimination, means based on place or born, okay, where they live means where they are living and where they born. So based on birth or living. So based on region, discrimination is called regional discrimination. For example, you will find this discrimination village to urban, small town to big cities, and tribal areas to plain areas. It arises either because of prejudice or stereotype. So means prejudice means previously having the opinion of negative opinion. Stereotype also. So if anyone having stereotype of opinions, so they can't able to see their abilities. So opposite person is having the skill, having the great skills, but even though they are having the great skills and abilities, we are not able to see that. We look into their skills. So why? Because so we are having the previously opinion. So it's called prejudice and stereotype of opinion. So this kind of regional discrimination is mainly seen in the village to urban. So differences between village to urban, which town area, small town to big cities, and tribal areas to plain areas. Tribal areas means hills and hilly regions, people living in tribal plain areas. So plain means surface land. Land is very flat land. This kind of discrimination you will see. And figure 12.6. So this picture is showing that regional discrimination shows a child pointing at another in a discrimination manner. So one child is discrimination manner is showing. Have you observed this picture? 12.6. You will be able to see this. So this is all about this regional discrimination. And based on disability. So another side heading, disability discrimination. So people who cannot walk. So what is, first of all, we will discuss what is disability, then discrimination. What is meant by discrimination? Here people who cannot walk, see, hear or talk. Means able to walk, able to see or hear, mean listen, and or talk are known as persons with disabilities as per the PWD Act 2016. So there is a act, PWD, Persons with Disability Act. P means person with W. I am giving the explanation. Person with Disability Act of 2016. According to this act, what is meant by disability means the person who cannot walk, who is unable to see, who are unable to hear sounds, anything, and talk. Dumb and deaf, and I was able to, these words, hard about these words. Dumb and deaf. Dumb means these people can't talk. Deaf means they can't hear. Dumb and deaf. Okay, have you able to hear these sounds? So you will be able to understand clearly. So dumb means the people who cannot talk. Deaf means deaf. Dumb and deaf, it is a pronunciation is deaf, okay, and deaf also are there. DEAF. And here these people are treated as the disabilities according to this act, PWD Act of 2016. And some of them born so, or some may lose their body parts in accidents. So this type, so here disability is of two types. So by birth disability and due to some accident they lose their body parts. So by birth itself they born with all body parts, having all body parts, like means legs, everyone is born no. So but some people, so they are not born with complete body parts, fill up with their body parts. So this is called disability. So disability two types. One person are disabled by birth itself and another one is by accident. by accident they will lose their body parts. And some people disrespect or ill treat them. So we have seen that so many people are treating disrespect. So for like this, so who cannot walk or who cannot talk, we are humiliating them. So some people are humiliating them. So this is called disability discrimination. And there is a picture 12.7 types of disability. Icons for wheelchair, hearing, vision and movement impairments. Impairments means so the body parts which one has to be right place. So but there is impaired. So proper right hand, left hand, right leg, left leg, not proper. So but there is no proper arrangement of body parts. It's called impairment. And these types of disability you can show this in the form of wheelchair, hearing, vision and movement of impairments. So you will be able to see in this figure 12.7. Okay, this is all about. And there is a picture, another picture is there. So girls toys, boys toys. So even if you observe this, there is a picture in your textbook that showing children bullying or executing another child. So children are bullying means pulling off that executing another child. One child is bullying or means pulling off that one child another child. And there is a toys for made up of girls and another toys boys. So you can find this in these pictures. And 12.8 is picture is showing that two illustrations. Means two pictures are showing that one shows a classroom with some children sitting outside. So if you observe that picture, so two illustrations means one is classroom, shows a classroom. So there in that picture there is a classroom with some children sitting outside. So some children are sitting outside executed from the lesson and excluded from the lesson, and another shows a children being made to do household chores while others to study. Here these two pictures are explaining that some children are outside or treated them excluded from the classroom and expelled, we can call it as expel also. And this kind of discrimination, there is a discrimination, it is you can observe in these pictures. And household cleanliness and while others study. Here another picture, so some child is doing some household activities and others are studying. So you will able to see in these pictures 12.8. If you observe this picture you will find all these things. And inequality. So there is another subtopic, inequality. So for this inequality, what are the root cause for this inequalities we have to miss? So inequality means treating of all people. What is first of all equality? Treating of all people equal. So irrespective of caste, color, race, religion, gender, etc. So but we are showing some discrimination. I mean society is showing some some people showing discrimination on these people based on this. So it is called inequality. Here what is the root causes means we are going to discuss. Poverty. So poverty, illiteracy means poor people. Okay, they are lacking in financial. Okay, poverty, poor people. Illiteracy means they are not educated. Social customs and traditions. Religious faith and occupation and lack of education, lack of employment opportunities, lack of awareness are the root cause for inequality and discrimination in the society. So these are the listed items. No? So what are the listed items? Poverty, illiteracy, social customs means some kinds of habits socially, and traditions following from past generations. No? So customs is habitual habits. Custom, there is a difference between custom and traditions. Okay, so tradition is it's a one kind of habit is coming from past generation, but custom is related. So now we are also implementing this kind of habits, customs. And these are the root causes. Poverty, illiteracy means they are not literate people, they are not educated. And faith, so some people, religious faith, and occupation, so some people are used for agriculture purpose, so based on occupation. And lack of employment opportunities, lack of education, so here is lack of awareness. So these are the main root causes for the inequality and discrimination in the society. So have you a clear mind? So these are the main root causes. And there is a picture figure in your display, there is a diagram labeled causes for inequalities includes. So if you observe that round shape figure, circular diagram, so in that diagram it is so that lack of education, faith, traditions, occupations, wealth, power. So these are the main causes for inequalities in society. Inequality means all people are not treating them as similar to us. So everyone is born free, no? So everyone here are humans, but treating them as inferior or superior, not treating them as equal. So based on discriminations, we have studied, no, gender discrimination, reasonless. So treating them not equal. So this is called inequality. So what are the inequalities? Root causes means lack of education is one thing, and faith, and tradition, and occupation, and wealth, and another one is power. These are the main root causes. And the effects of inequality. So here inequality effects, how these affected means threatens long-term social and economic developments. So if this is prolonged continuation, there is a threat for social and economic development, and it causes social unrest. Okay, it leads to poverty. So if we treated them as inequality means, so there is no development in social economic development. So it leads to, if it is always inequality showing that, and there is no development, and it leads to poverty and destroyed self-worth of people. So there is a no development of the individuals also. It results in law and order problems, so crime, disease, and environment degradation. So it results inequalities, it results, so law and order problems will arise, means like one people is treating their another superior, another is inferior. So if anyone treats, for example, I am showing any bias, I mean showing favorism towards any person in this class, I mean, so in any teacher, example, any teacher showing any discrimination, favorism to others, so are you tolerate? You can't tolerate, no. So why are you giving favor to that person, particular student? You are asking them. So like this, so in that society also, if anyone is giving, is always treating them as inequality, so it leads to result of law and order problems will arise, crime also increased, means everyone treat of fighting with each other, and diseases and degradation. We cannot achieve sustainable development without addressing socio-economic political inequalities. So sustainable development will not be possible. Sustainable means, so we will be able to develop it, means sustain means eco-friendly development will not be possible. So this meanings will be in later. Okay, sustainable development after completion of this chapter will be discussed. And here socio-economic political inequality. So without addressing this social, economic, and political inequality, we should not get development in our world. Another one is step towards equality. Here this topic will discuss in another topic. Here step towards equality. Here it is another side heading. So from the early 19th century, we find debates and discussions about social customs and practices that prevail in the society by men and women. So, but those discussions reach out to wider public and they become part of the social change. Here, what is this here means? From the early 19th century onwards, there is a debates and discussions are going on social customs and practices. So, which are available in the societies, men and women. But these discussions, wider public and they become part of the social change. So these kinds of discussions, debates has reached to the wider public and it becomes a part of the social change, means it has been changing. So at that time, women is not studying. No? Nowadays, in modern days, every girl is studying. No? So this is all about. Here there is a from 19th century onwards, there is a discussions and debates are happening about social customs, means habits, practices in that society by men and women. So in previous example we have discussed, no, Pratap and Deva went to his house. We have discussed that example, no, Adi and Aditi. Adi is cleaning the room and Aditi is reading the book. We have studied one example. So this is the change, social change. Here become part of the social change. So after all these debates and discussions, so we have discussed just now Adi and Aditi. Adi being a boy, so he is cleaning a room and Aditi is reading the book. So this is part of the change. Okay. And debates were initially by the reformers of India and reform groups. So initially these debates are discussed by the Indian reformers. We have discussed about reformers. No? So what are they include? Raja Ram Mohan Rai and Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar, Swami Dayananda Saraswati and Kandukuri Veeresalingam Pantulu and Pandit Ramabai. These are the social reformers. These people discussed, initiated. So means, so they started the debating. Debating means they have to, they are debating on particular in favor towards some particular topic. So these people started debating. After that, there is a social change. So there is a pictures in your textbook. Who is Raja Ram Mohan Rai, Kandukur Veeresalingam and Dayananda Saraswati. Figure 12.10 Raja Ram Mohan Rai, 12.11 Kandukur Veeresalingam, 12.12 Swami Dayananda Saraswati. So these are the pictures you will see in your textbook. And in the second half of the 19th century, so in this period, many movements has begun against caste discrimination and demanded social equality and justice. So these during this period, during this time, there is a demand against. So there are several movements against caste discrimination. We have discussed caste discrimination and demanded for socially treated all the people equally. Social, it is called social equality and justice. Okay, and among those, Sri Narayana Guru, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar and C.V. Ramaswamy Naikar. So Jyotibai Phule and Savitribai Phule fought against caste. These people, who are these people? These people are the who fought against caste-based discrimination and demanded for social equality and justice. Okay, and these are the pictures. 12.13, there is a picture. It is showing that Ambedkar, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. So you will be able to see this picture in your textbook. See, you will see who is Ambedkar and Jyoti Rao Phule and Narayan Rao Guru. So these are the pictures 12.13, 14, 15. So first one is Ambedkar, Jyoti Rao Phule and Narayan Guru. And people who fought against the British rule also fought against discrimination to unite people. Here, during that British rule, the people who fought against British, so who has participated against the British rule, those people also fight against discrimination to unite people. Or means unite means unity. So to all together gather. So Dalits, women, tribal and peasants fought against inequality. Here, in caste-based discrimination, women, tribal and peasants, these people against inequality. They treated inequality. The pressure from reformers made the Britishers to make the laws against inequality and discrimination. Here, the social reformers pressure. So, from social reformers, the British government made some laws against these inequalities and discriminations. For example, the practice of sati was banned in 1829. Here, what is meant by sati system? Previous classes we have discussed about this, no? Sati system. So, if unfortunately due to accident or any due to health condition, if husband has died, so along with husband, the woman, wife is also thrown out of the family. So it is called sati system. So this sati system was banned in 1829. So due to the pressure from reformers, these reformers, who are the reformers? Ambedkar, just now I had Ambedkar, Narayan Guru and Savitribai Phule, etc. These people pressure the British government at that time. This is all about, and one by one we will discuss. Here there are some famous personalities, so we will discuss about one by one. Here Dr. Anandibai Joshi. Here first person is Anandibai Joshi. We are going to discuss about this person. Here Anandibai Joshi is the first Indian female doctor. So Anandibai Joshi, she is the first female doctor, lady doctor. Her baby, so she has some baby, so is a male person and died 10 days later due to lack of medicals. So his son died 10 days later after this medical care. This tragedy motivated her to study medicine. Anandibai Joshi has a son. So he has 10 years old. So after medical treatment, so due to medical care, so the son has died. So this strategy make her motivated to study medicine, means doctor. She acquired Doctor of Medicine in which year? 1886. So Dr. Anandibai Joshi got the medical certificate, got the doctor in 1886. While returning to India, she contracted tuberculosis, means TB. Tuberculosis, she died in Pune in 1887. So in 1886, she got the doctor certificate, means she became the doctor. But while returning to India, while she is coming to India, she contracted, means she has attacked with tuberculosis, means TB. So it is at the time there is no treatment for this. And due to this disease, she died in 1886 in Pune. Okay, this is all about, and there is a picture about Dr. Anandibai Joshi. If you see this, you will be, who is she? And Dr. Nelson Mandela. So it is another subtopic. After 27 years in prison, so he is in prison, okay, at the time. So after 27 years in prison, former South African President Nelson Mandela was freed in 1990. So who is Nelson Mandela? Means he is the former, means previously, means at the time of release of prison, he is not a president. So but previously he is a president, South African President Nelson Mandela. So he freed in 1990. Okay, after 27 years, he got the release from jail. Okay, he was successful in achieving the end of apartheid. Apartheid means separation of treating one person based on this. So he has achieved this, and he brought peace to a racially divided country. So here, based on racism, so he got the peace. So based on the racial discrimination, means this kind of discrimination was first experienced by Gandhiji. We have discussed based on color. So he was thrown out of the train, though he is having the first class train ticket. He is thrown out of the train by the British office authorities. No, so he has successfully achieved this divided the racial discrimination country. So he has got the peace, and he led the fight for human rights around the world. So he also fight for human rights, human development. For human development, everyone needs rights. No, for all around the world, he has fight for the rights, and he received the who got the received. So Dr. Nelson Mandela received the Bharat Ratna Award in 1990. So he got the released from jail in which year? 1990. So he is in jail, South African president. So before he is in prison, he is a South African president, but he is 27 years in prison. So he has suffered a lot in prison. After 27 years in prison, he has got released in which year? 1990. So former means previously he is a South African president. Okay, and he was successful in achieving the end of apartheid. And he is also brought to peace a racial discrimination. No? So and he fought for rights, human rights around the world. And he got the title. What the title? Received the Bharat Ratna. So 1990 he got the Bharat Ratna also. So 1990 he got released from prison, no? And in that same year itself he got the Bharat Ratna award. He is known as the Gandhi of South Africa. So he has the name, another name. So Gandhi of South Africa. Nelson Mandela has got the another name of Gandhi of South Africa. So if you observe this picture, you will see who is Nelson Mandela. So you can observe in your textbook. When India became an independent nation in 1947, here leaders are concerned about different kinds of inequalities that existed. So we got the independence in 1947, no? So at the time, our leaders, so I mean freedom after getting the freedom to our country in 1947. So these leaders, freedom leaders, are political leaders. They thought that inequalities, there is a lot of inequalities at that time. The people thought that the society should be reconstructed on the principle of equality. So after getting of independence, 1947, these people has to build a society on the principle of equality, and importance has been given to achieve equality in the Indian Constitution. So previously we have discussed this, no, Indian Constitution. So after we have got the independence, so we need to frame the new constitution, so to govern the country. So in this constitution they are given the importance for equality, and untouchability was abolished by law. So previously we have discussed now caste based untouchability. So in this constitution there is a law was there is a law which law means, so constitution untouchability was abolished by law, and people are free to choose the kind of work they wish to do. Constitution provides provisions, so there is a provisions in a constitution, means, so some sections it introduced to promote and issue equality. Here, after getting of independence, the leaders thought that there is a lot of inequalities that has prevailed in that existing society. So after that they want to create the society on the principle of equality. So for this purpose they have included the equality, importance of equality in the Indian Constitution. For this purpose they have included, and everyone has the right to choose their work. So previously based on work there is a discrimination, that is called caste discrimination. So we should abolish this kind of discrimination through the law. So that they have made some law, so to abolish such kind of discrimination based on profession or work. Okay, so people can choose their any kind of work, cutting of hair, example, cutting of hair, washing of clothes, cleaning, garbage cleaning, etc. So whatever they want, they can choose their profession. So there is no such kind of discrimination should be shown on that people. So constitution has guaranteed that should not shows any discrimination based on this professions, and introduced to promote achieve equality. So why these provisions means these provisions were introduced to promote equalities, okay, to achieve equality. This is all about. In next video we will continue the remaining topic.